if you're new here, I'm Kaneti, and if you're already watching my One Piece Chill channel, welcome back. Today we are going to continue catching up with One Piece manga. We're on chapter 1166 today, so let's see what it has. Let's go. It is called New Stories, but first of all, we have a really cute color spread. It's like, wait, it feels like some of them look like kids, but some of them no, I think this is just it feels like Luffy and Nami here are little, but Zora looks like a teenager, then Yamato also looks little, Shinobu-san looks normal. So I'm not sure, what does it say? Yamato and Otama collecting fallen leaves. Okay, maybe they are all just in this kind of a little bit of a chibi style in a way. I don't know, they just all look small to me, like they're teenagers. Maybe they are. Just, this is so cute, this is so autumnal. Okay, collecting fallen leaves and baking sweet potatoes with tanukis and foxes. I love this. I could look at this for like half an hour. It must be really tasty baked sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes is still a bit of exotic thing for me. But it would be nice to just bake a whole sweet potato and try it. And look at these 3 cute foxes on the bridge in the back. And autumn is my favorite season, so this is just perfect. I will look at it more later, but let's move on with the chapter. So as I said, it's called New Stories, and we're still in the flashback. Has the curse worn off? So that's, okay, after attack, the aftermath. There's also this huge downpour, this rain. Everyone is at their limit, basically, but Rox is still here. It looks like parts of his body were even disappearing, in the end of the previous chapter. Roger and Garp, they used up all their strengths, and it's Rox's fault, like Sebek's fault. Has the curse worn off? It really did. He looks okay now. So, wait, does it work like that? Is it just temporary, or did the attacks knock the curse out of him? But then he sees 3 silhouettes appearing, and it's 3 gods' knights. Some Garling and what was her name? Mafia or something like that? I'm sorry. Nope, guess not. Roger, Garp, you better run. No reason to stick around and die with me. I love how they all care for each other so much. That makes it so, so beautiful. Alright, forgot to say one thing. I'm glad you stopped me. And I think Garling is the one to deal the final blow. Thanks. Sebek thanks to Roger and Garp. I feel like it's hard to say. I have conflicted feelings. Would it be like they did stop him, right? So he is thankful. But would it be better if they did kill him, or is it better that it's not people who actually would care about him, and he could be actually friends with theoretically? Would it be better if they actually did finish him, or if it was someone purely evil? It's a difficult question. I mean, just, feelings wise, having this weigh on your soul. You know what I mean? Where's Rox? You are worried about our enemy? You guys are my enemies too. What happened to Rox, Rayleigh? Okay, so we see Rayleigh and Gyaban. We saw them last chapter go into the island from the ships, and just then I thought in the last chapter when Garp and Roger, they were saying that they will be out cold right after this huge attack. I thought, maybe these two will carry them out, and that's exactly what is happening. That makes sense. That's why we needed them to come here, and that's probably why they did. Well, they obviously didn't specifically come for Garp, but they got him too. Okay, so what happens to Rox? What happened to Rox, really? They killed him. Okay, so they are now, like, again, talking about having this way on your soul, right? So now they know that Rox was in the end killed by God's Knights. So it's not on them actually killing Rox. I know, I feel like that could feel a little bit better. I'm not sure, like, say what you think in the comments, like, what is your opinion on this? The island is collapsing. Don't let the pirates escape. Roger's ship is on the move. Open fire. Absent from the pages of recorded history. Here is the huge page, I feel like, with the epilogue of this story, so to say. What happened to everyone after this? Let's see. Like a curtain falling on a stage, the island crumbled in upon itself. Yeah, they didn't even need to destroy it in any way. It was destroyed from all the fighting happening on here. And we can see Roger and Garp here being treated for their wounds, and was shrouded in a deep mist. Whitebeard setting sail, his new companion, Big Mom looking pretty happy. This is a broad account of what happened in the mysterious, obscure God Valley incident. Let's make our escape. Full speed ahead, Roger pirates are saying. Yah! Yay! The ships are escaping. We can see marine ships also here, and we can see pirate ships. Kaide is soaring into the sky. It was the easiest for him to get off the island. But after a brief moment of silence, we see Dragon, probably like on a marine ship. But clearly he did leave the Marines after this. And he also wasn't murdered, which is also a point, because his whole, like he called it, platoon was executed. So it was murdered by other Marines. Like, this is a little bit confusing again, like inside the structure of the Marines. Looks like not all the information is flowing around everyone, you know what I'm trying to say. And we see Shanks sleeping happily on the treasure here. You can clearly see that. So that is my theory correct, I feel like. A massive lightning bolt with countless branches split the sky. And with that, a number of news stories began. Yeah, and with these news stories, I feel like, obviously all of them, but the younger ones especially. Dragon is still pretty young. We see very little Shanks. We see Kuma with his friends. We see little Teach. And it is beautiful with the massive lightning bolt. A number of news stories began. And I feel like that's really poetic, because we see this lightning bolt here on the page, and it has different lines, you could say, different branches. So these are all the stories like branching out from here. And I think that's a really beautiful metaphor. Do you call this a metaphor? But with that, we go to the next page, to Roger Pirate's ship. We still gotta wait? Yes, not until Roger wakes up. Hurry up, Captain Roger, I wanna open those chests. Yes, okay, Shanks needs air to breathe, guys. Open them faster. Roger, sorry to worry you all like that. Ah, good, you're better now. Anyways, check this out. Were you really worried for me or not? We see Gloriosa here in the back too. Remember, I think she has a crush on Roger, so she was like taking care of him. We got Shaggy out, safe and sound. Haha, and she's here hugging Rayleigh. Oh, that's cute. And we made off with all of this treasure. Wow, what a haul. Success. Wow, I think that's crying. There's the sound of crying of Shanks. Yeah, hey, that came from inside the chest. There's something in there. Careful when you open it. And surprise! A baby? Now he's happy. I mean, like, he was crying because he was like closed inside. He woke up and he was like, what the heck? Well, he doesn't think that much as a baby, but he was probably scared in this closed up space. Now they opened it and he's like, yay! This is, oh my god, give me a moment. This is beautiful. This is John with them? Anyways, the downfall of the Rocks pirates. The story, of course, was heavily sanitized and prominently featured the exploits of Garp the hero. The Rocks pirates are done for. Yeah, so that's how this story is always twisted, right? Rox is dead. I just knew Vice Admiral Garp was the real strongest man around. Garp, Garp, now there's a true hero. Jeez. I bet Garp is really happy about this. Navy High Quarters HQ. Grand Line. What is this drivel? Vice Admiral Garp, stop! And he's just he's destroying the paper. Bring me this Morgan's guy. He needs to answer for this. Oh, stop it, Garm. The government clearly paid him off to write this. Yeah, they want to set up theirs, like the Marine, as this hero, good guy. The world government and the Navy are both massive organizations. If you include the militaries of all the member countries, there are tens of millions of soldiers across the world. It's impossible to be completely aware of what every last one of them is doing. So when I notice that the upper management is doing something insane, I can just look the other way. That's interesting. Like they can't know everything we are doing. So we are going to pretend like we also don't know everything the higher management is doing. We'll just look the other way. That's his idea. I don't know, Sengoku, that's kinda... Okay, that's what I hate about you, Sengoku, you ladder climbing fool. Shut up. What is barking from the bottom of the cliff going to accomplish? Like, there's no point in us even, like, trying to do everything because we are not high enough on the ladder. So we just have to pretend we didn't see anything and, like, turn our face around. Stop it, you two. If you turn out like them, I'm gonna kill you myself. Oh my god, they already beat each other up so much. And Sengoku answers, well, with friends like you, how can I possibly go wrong? Don't tell me you are quitting, Garp. What, you some kind of idiot? I got plenty to protect down at the bottom of the cliff, as you call it. Okay, yeah, I get his... idea. I get what he's trying to do, but I feel like I understand more the way Dragon has chosen. Elbaf, New World. Wait, I'm like, oh, Elbaf? Is it the present? Oh, no? No, the Loki is tiny. You're back again? I'm not taking you with me. How many? Okay, so Loki heard the news. Maybe the news came to Elbaf of Rox Xebec's death, and Loki really wanted to set sail with him. He wanted to join the crew, and so he's crying now about this, remembering his dialogue with Xebec. You're back again? I'm not taking you with me. How many times do I have to say it, Squirt? You really think I take kids onto my crew? What a mess, ignored by the guy whose attention I want and followed around by some annoying snot-nosed brat instead. I think you are Nika, Rox. Nika? The warrior of liberation. He laughs as he tears down the world. He tears it down? Well, I'm gonna be the king of the world. If anyone's got that kind of power, it's Harold. Huh? Listen to this, Loki. Slumbering somewhere out there in the world is a bunch of incredible destroyers by the name of Galeia. Galeila? Galeia? I'm not sure. And the guy who can actually control them is your old man, Harold? What is this information? What? I could have all the outlaws in the world under my command. If me and Harold team up, who could possibly stop us? Wow, that's so cool, Loki is saying. So why doesn't my dad team up with you? Because of love. Huh? But I'll keep coming back. 100 times, 200, as many as it takes. And poor Loki holding the newspaper. The newspaper is so tiny in his palm. It's like, oh, and crying. That's really sad. He really, I feel like he looked up to Rox. He thought that Rox is this really cool figure, like almost mythical figure, right? Like Nika. And now he's dead. So remember, we got like into the flashback. We got the story of Harald, we got the story of Loki, and then we got into God's Valley. And we know how, like, obviously, it is not the most major thing in Loki's life, but we saw how God Valley incident, it affected, the destiny of of some kids, and I think it shows now the impact on Loki too, that the hope that he really had, like that it was placed in rocks, and now that hope has shattered. I feel like that's what's being shown, and now we are back to Harald's side of the story. The flashback continues. There's been an assault. It was King Harald of Elbaf. Has he hurt any civilians? No. On a certain island. It's a giant ruffian that he's beating, but it's so brutal. You still don't get it, do you? Yes, I'm sorry. I do. I'll never pillage the humans again. You don't get it. None of you do. All you scum with size as your own quality are the ones who built the giant's history of terror, and because of you, no one believes us, he says, while doing a lot of that right now. Like, people are in terror seeing him beat up this guy. They are scared. They don't believe that we seek a peaceful seat among the nations of the world. Your Majesty, he is unconscious. I wanted Elbaf to join the world government to avoid losing their faith, and that was why I couldn't help him. Oh my god, he's letting his grief out on this poor ruffian. He just wants to beat someone up because he feels guilty, maybe even. Let's see what he says next. My greatest friend begged me for help, and I turned my back on him. Yeah, Rox said, however side fortune is on, it doesn't feel like mine, so lend me your aid. And I left him there to die. That's true. We did have that moment. Again, it was 1159, the chapter. I just looked it up recently, right? And where they talked on a ship, and Harald was like, no, I really want to be affiliated with world government. I can't really help you. And so now that Rox is dead, he is feeling the weight of this decision. So now we are being shown like how all of this that happened, right, with Rox, God Valley, how it affects Elbaf here, how Loki is heartbroken, how Harald is broken after this. Now I cannot turn back from this path. I refuse to overlook the evil of the giants. So he feels like he has to try even harder on the path he has already chosen, so it would count for something, so it was worth it. Okay, the onlookers are like, what the fuck? The king of the giants becomes deranged, the newspapers are saying. Yeah, he lost his mind because of this, because of the loss of his friends and feeling guilty about it. Oh, we see Dragon is actually incarcerated. Navy HQ, underground cells. I'm quitting the Navy, dead. I know. And on that topic, I'm disgusted with you. I know. And he gives him the key. Well, obviously that's his kid. He's going to try and save him. It's not unexpected that he's in the jail, Dragon. Now, I'm surprised they didn't execute him right there when they could on the island. Jeez. But yeah, I guess it's implied Garp helps him run away. Obviously, he's quitting the Navy. And yeah, that's how Dragon starts walking on his own path. Harald, I've made up my mind, Ida. Chief Yarul, it's time for me to set aside these half measures. Hyrudin, Loki, you are my sons, and I love you both. I want you two to work together. You wish to support Elbaf after I'm gone. Navy HQ, Marineford. It's an Elbaf Royal Navy ship. What? I'm very sorry, King Harold, but I've been instructed not to allow you to land. And I feel like I'm going crazy myself. Officers of the Navy and dignitaries of the world government, please hear me out. Oh, what? He breaks off his horns. Ouch. Oh, jeez. Allow me this chance to atone. For 1,000 years of history, I want to apologize for all the mistakes the giant has made. I wish to prove my oath of peace, so that the children of Elbaf can lead fruitful lives without hurting anyone, so that they can live hand in hand with humanity. I want a chance to atone for our sins. If that means I must be a slave, so be it. And Emo is like, jeez, oh my god, that is horrific. But I have no words. Okay, that's it. That's the end of the chapter. That's enough for today. This is crazy. My mind is exploding. So that's like, does he become? He becomes like the loyal servant of the government at this point. Like, that's what Imu-sama wants. But they are still trying at the present time to get to Elbaf because Harold has died. But also in the moment where Harold died, they saw him as this flipped demon, right? So, we still didn't get much. We are still getting to that. The flashback continues. I was like so invested in God Valley. I was like, oh right, we're just getting God Valley, and then flashback ends. La 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 la. I completely forgot about this shit. We still have story of Harold to finish. Jeez. Okay. We'll see it in the next chapter, I suppose. I'm expecting this, but okay, that will be it for today. Please share your thoughts on this chapter without spoilers for the future ones. I feel like I'm getting closer and closer to the ongoing, and it's like a mixed feeling because it feels so good. Today I read, just let me count, I read 5 chapters in a row. I was having time of my life. That's so exciting when you can just read chapter after chapter, and then it's going to be ongoing again. It's like, you know that there's some good in this, and you get excited with everyone. You read the new chapter at the same time as everyone, and it's also a special feeling. But then obviously you have to wait for the next one, and it feels different. But yeah, just little around here. But yeah, as I said, that would be actually it for today. We'll meet at the next chapter, so thank you for watching and see ya.